Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode of What the Health Just Happened, where we talk about all things healthcare. The good, the bad, the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, and everything in between. We also bring out a variety of business leaders, community advocates, nonprofits, HR leaders. What? That's you. Maybe some friends today. Today's going to get really weird. I cannot wait. It's going to be hysterical. But yes, what the hell just happened? We have a blast. Today, we have a three-peat person on who wore a shirt. Katie Howard with
James Moore HR Solutions.
James Moore HR Solutions. So James Moore is originally a CPA firm based out of Gainesville.
Correct.
Large CPA firm.
Yeah, about 300.
Now you have an HR consulting side.
Yeah, advisory
which we'll
services.
talk about.
Yes.
Advisory services. But you're a three-peat. She's got a pretty sweet shirt on. We also have by the way, they're already uncomfortable. You don't get uncomfortable, right?
No.
Let's get weird.
Oh, I like
That's
it weird.
what we do.
Oh, that didn't sound good.
I have two friends. We went to the TPC all day today, even though this will air live on Saturday. Wink, wink, wink. Chris Yost from Home Depot. Trevor Stanton from Cisco. They're just toasting me.
They're
of course,
cheersing.
Justin, the producer, Trey, doing all this video stuff. Let's party.
He's going to get better angles this time.
Better
Trey,
angles?
I'm looking at
yes.
you.
Hey.
Yep. So Katie's been on how many times? This is three.
Three.
Peat shirt. I love.
Three-peat.
I'm not gonna lie.
You didn't even notice.
I didn't. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy day. She rolled her eyes at me, by
did.
the way, if you didn't see the camera.
That was literally the first thing I noticed when
You
she walked
did.
in.
I know.
Trey,
You
Trey
got
saw
points
it.
back for
Trey
that,
saw it.
Trey.
Three-peat. We'll
Thank
fist
you.
bump on that.
Is that HR appropriate?
Three-peat?
No, I know. Placement, the
That's the
hashtag,
question.
it's
That's
fine.
the question.
It's fine.
Okay. Let's start serious, like our version of serious. Not really serious.
Okay.
Work, plugs, what's going on. We're going to go
Busy.
off the rails.
It's been
Because
busy.
we normally do.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. So start with, if you haven't heard the first two episodes, right? Mm-hmm. What do you do? HR consulting and how you're building this division of the company, which is pretty cool, I think.
Yes, we are basically building a plane while we're flying it, which is a little bit cray, but
It happens.
It does.
You build
It does.
Everyone builds the plane when the Wright brothers.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
from
they'd
Dayton,
run and
Ohio.
jump
That's from where
off,
that's
and
where
then-
I'm from.
Okay.
I went to their museum all the time.
That's how you built the company.
Yeah,
based
I
off
just
the Wright
like-
brothers.
I want to be them. Yeah. that's
Okay.
But yes.
Since the last time we talked, what's new? What's the company do?
So we give, a lot of times people think we're like a payroll company where that's an add-on. You don't use our software. We don't have to do those offerings. We are true HR consultants. So a lot of times we have subscriptions, and depending on what level of subscription you buy, it's like timeshare HR, for lack of a better term.
Timeshare HR.
Yeah, so they get a portion of a director. We're not there all the time. We might do on-site visits, but then we do one-off projects too, investigations, handbooks, job descriptions. I don't say audits, but we do HR audits. Our actual auditors don't like us saying. So we call them peace of mind surveys.
Peace of mind service. I love that. That's HR compliant is what it is.
Yes.
Use the right verbiage
Yes.
and not
It does bring a
put a
peace of mind,
liability
though.
out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We handle the good, the bad, the ugly.
Healthcare is the good, the bad, the ugly. The ups
Yeah.
and downs, the left, right. There's Trey. I love Trey chiming in.
Can we talk about some ugly, maybe procedure-wise, in regards to firing people?
Oh, we're going to nail that.
Yeah.
We're going to get weird.
Yeah.
We're going to talk ugly,
You can do
ugly,
it real
ugly,
wrong,
fun.
and it can go real
I want to make
sideways
sure we
real
hit
quick.
your company, what you're doing.
Yeah.
Tell us about your team.
Yes.
Shout out to your people.
So I work with my president, Julie Nicely, who is
Julie. I like how. Ow. Oh, we.
Yeah. So she is actually at Transform Conference right now, which is out in Vegas. So it's kind of the latest and greatest in
Can
various
you have
business.
an HR conference in Vegas?
No, well, we do, but that's actually not an HR conference. That's
Okay.
for like the latest and greatest in business right now, since we're kind of a new business platform.
Have you been to Vegas?
I have.
Healthy or not healthy?
Depends how you do it.
It's never
Fremont
been,
Street was not healthy.
It's never been healthy for me.
Vegas is like healthy for 2 days.
Yeah.
The third day, no more.
I did do a marathon there, so I guess that was healthy.
You're a runner.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to that too. Okay, so Julie's in Vegas for a business
Yeah,
Conference,
Transform
not
Conference.
HR,
Not
Transform.
HR. Yes.
Okay.
And then my counterpart, she does more project management. I'm actually doing more sales. That's Kelly Green.
Kelly Green.
She's also my work bestie.
Okay.
And then we have Danielle Towery, who partners on a lot of accounts with me, and she's like our nonprofit guru.
These are all HR people for years.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm the
Explain
lowest.
Experience. Yeah, we've done this every time,
Yeah.
but new listeners this time, right?
Right.
What's your experience, everyone else's experience?
I have 22 years combined between consultative.
You can't be a day older than 25.
We'll be 45.
You're welcome.
Yeah. This May, it's coming up hard. I think like AARP literally starts coming out
next
soon.
Wednesday, by the way. He's
Next
not
Tuesday.
saying-
Next
Oh, yeah,
Tuesday.
sorry.
Have you gotten your AARP magazine yet?
I had it 3 years ago.
Oh God, it's so depressing.
World. So you're the least experienced with 22 years of HR experience.
Correct.
Then the team of 3, will it grow in the future?
It is trending to grow. That's a lot of responsibility on me because about 80% of my role is selling what we do. I still do what we do, but I'm selling it.
You're doing this. You're doing radio shows,
Lots of promotion.
podcasts, speaking engagements. In fact, Chicago is when? What is it?
June 22nd to the 24th, I will be a session leader at SHRM National Conference, which is the biggest HR conference in the nation.
Okay, SHRM National Conference.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put these 4 gentlemen on the spot over there who look really awkward. Who knows what SHRM is?
Not me.
Anyone?
Zero.
Nope, nobody.
Norma, usually.
SHRM is a certification. So SHRM
Yeah, Society of Human Resource Management.
is HR stuff.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
And they have their own certifications. So you can get SHRM certified, and then you're a SHRM certified professional. And then there's the SCP, which is like the super, I don't know what the S still stands for on SPHR or
Sleek,
PHR. We're going
Smooth,
smooth.
silky.
It's getting weird. That was me rewinding.
Almost said, yep, almost said something really HR inappropriate.
I am actually PHR certified.
You get
Which
like
is
a, like
professional.
A special robe for like being that.
It's like, no,
you get
it's
the
like
white
I just go to the
graduate?
nerdery with other HR people.
Okay.
I like this. I promise. This is healthcare related in a few capacities, right? We're not talking about health insurance or a cardiologist or an oncologist, but we talk about healthy businesses. If you don't have a healthy HR department, which most people, let's be honest, see HR and are like they're just complaining at us.
Well,
They're-
we're weaponized a lot on both sides. So from the employer side, they're like, I'm going to take you to HR. And so then the employee's like, I hate HR. And then the employees also go, I'm going to report you to HR manager. So now the leaders are like, I hate HR. So we're consistently thrown in the middle and weaponized where nobody really likes us a lot of times.
how do you handle that?
It's a lot of communication, and it's a lot of boundaries because
Boundaries for who? And
both
how?
sides. When your leader does that, there's a lot of conversation like, that is not my role. Like, I will assist you in how to handle employees like this, but threatening to bring them to HR is not my role. Same with employees. Okay, there's steps before we get here. Let's talk that through.
Okay, so let's talk about bad bosses.
I got one.
Hey, there's a guy in the studio. Let's talk about a bad culture. You may not recognize the voice, but what is a bad, I want to talk about the worst bosses I ever had. It is different. Small company versus big company.
Mm-hmm.
Small company, you have a tight-knit group. Big company, you got to go to your direct report. But a bad boss. How does a person who's a new employee, mid-level employee, how do you go to a boss that sucks and say, hey, you suck, without saying, you suck?
I mean, I think it's difficult because I've had a really bad boss. And it was actually in healthcare. I did 10 years in healthcare, so it's related. And the president prior to him, we had an amazing working relationship. He gave me all the autonomy. He had all faith in my capabilities. And then new guy came in. And honestly, I think
new guys.
I know. And he had a Just for Men gel beard that I hated to stare at.
what?
Where like
said a
Ryan
gel
Day.
beard?
Like Ryan Day who dyes his beard
It was,
and it doesn't
shiny?
match.
Oh,
So
geez.
it's like it was just looked like
Not
it was
healthy.
painted. Not
Not
healthy.
healthy.
Just for Men gel on your beard, not healthy. Embrace the gray. It's just going to happen. Anyway, but I mean, the guy did not know his audience, and it drove me insane. And I kept trying to get leadership because they were all very apprehensive of him, again, by his approach. But you can't talk to plant facilities guys about what you deem grooming day. And you talk about your pedicure you get, and of course, probably your beard you dye.
What's a pedicure?
Your toes did.
Those dudes don't do that. You got
Dudes
you gotta-
absolutely do get
I know.
pedicures.
Dudes do, yeah.
Thank you.
Can
And
I
there's
ask you
very
a question?
Yes.
Sorry. So if you wanted to go to your manager and say, talk to them about not being good, do you recommend starting with, hey, this is what I think you do great, and then kind of ease into, these are some of the things I think you could work on?
No. I think you go to the effect of, I think we're having issues. I think I communicate differently than you, so there's been a breakdown. And so we need to learn to communicate more effectively. Because 9 times out of 10, that's actually probably going to,
Communication every time.
it is.
Yep.
It is know your audience. And a lot of people have no idea to how to be in tune to their audience. They're completely clueless. They don't adapt. They just, this is how I am, and you take it or you leave it. So if you don't know what you don't know and you have that conversation, but then it kind of progresses from there. Like, I know we met about communication, still having issues with this. Help me, help you, and how I can be better at this.
Do you all give business advice from an HR standpoint? Like, do you consult
Oh, yeah.
external party? I'll plug Cisco. We love plugging companies. Cisco, right? So he works for Cisco.
Thank you for
They
your
have
food.
a huge. Oh yeah, we all use their product, by the way. Cisco's video
IT.
products.
IT company.
We'll plug it.
We always get mixed up.
Thank you for
You
your
do.
Wi-Fi.
So Cisco,
Thank you for your
yeah.
Wi-Fi.
Hey.
Cisco SY?
Yeah.
No, with SCI.
C.
Your CI. Food is
CISCO.
SY.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
not food. Not food.
Well,
yeah,
thank you for your IT.
their equipment.
The world runs on Cisco.
But
Yes.
it doesn't matter. Forgot my point. Dang it, you guys. There's too many people in here. Trey's
I got a
in.
quick question for you. Have you ever been put in a position where you had to step in because enough employees came complaining about maybe the owner or the leader?
Oh, yeah.
That how do
I-
you deal with that?
This was very interesting. So I had an incident that the executive director who had hired me was actually sexually harassing. And one sense, it was mostly not necessarily inappropriate behavior, but treating women differently. Like, he absolutely did.
Noticeable. It's not. There's no. Yeah.
So in the situation that played out, I'll try to Reader's Digest it. So
no. We want details.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he had said some inappropriate things,
Like?
including a butt slap at a Christmas party.
Go team.
Yeah. So yes, again, but they are kind of a partying group, so you got to keep that in mind.
There's no scenario.
No,
butt slap's
but
okay. now.
no, that was when it crossed.
Dr.
like-
B.
So I agreed. However, so as I dug deeper, because I had to do a full investigation. Actually, that came later. Anyway, so I started kind of digging down, and when somebody had complained about a comment he had made, and to the HR finance person who is now a friend of mine. Anyway, so she's like, "How do I handle this?" So I walked her through, and he got really upset. She came to me and ended up retaliating on her, and wanted to put her in a quote unquote new job. So he brings me in to talk about her new job. It's pure retaliation. And I said, executive director, from an outsider looking in, I think this looks like a demotion. And he, I kid you not, y'all,
got fired.
slammed his hands on the desk at me, stood up and said, "I'm not paying you for your opinion."
Oh, jeez.
Now,
Did
mind you,
leave?
I said, I'm very good at de-escalating. I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was just trying to give you, but that's exactly what you have your own, and if I misunderstood, I apologize." Meanwhile, my little HR person is like red, crying, she's stuck on the other side of the table with him. So I de-escalate it and go. And of course, she calls me and she's like, what do I do? I said, I don't care who's paying this check. I don't care if they fire us forever. You call your board right now. And if they don't do something. So then I had to do a
boy.
full-fledged investigation, present it to the board, which, oh my gosh, once I opened, I literally met with every employee, and it was like,
Even
not
worse.
just, it just got horrible. So I met with the board. I was like, so they were kind of on the fence for a minute. And after I met my report, and I said, look, at this point, if you continue in employment with him and he does this again, you all know about it. Now you are individually liable, and you are all very wealthy individuals. Do you want your personal wealth at
Affected.
risk?
Yep.
And that instantly, they were like, thank you, no thank you. And he was let go.
So you talk about your investigation. Like, how do you
Time out on that. We're gonna go back to that. I
Okay.
promise.
I'm
We'll
actually
talk about
certified.
Yeah, she got certified on that, like investigations. That's the whole product. We're gonna talk about plug that, right?
Yeah.
Before that, come back to that. You look at size of companies, right? So your company works with what size companies?
Anything, honestly, 3 to over 2,000, but most of the time our sweet spot is your under 200s, because a lot of times they don't even have an HR person, or they have someone that's wearing multiple hats as the HR person, like they're the CFO and the HR person. or someone lower end and they're not used to really high level compliance or difficult or strategic things.
So very similar, right? 212 Benefits
Yeah.
that we work together.
A lot,
That's what
right.
we do. Who sponsors the show? Thanks, 212. That's my company, by the way. This isn't even fair. We do 2 to 250. We really try to stay under 250 employees, and our sweet spot is 100 and less. Small business.
Same as.
What state? Where do you live? What do you work with? Who defines a small or large company, right? If you have a 5-person company that does 10 million in revenue, that's a big company.
Yeah.
You have a 200 life company that does 50 million in revenue, right? Doesn't matter. Working with those companies and the stuff you deal with, the bull, hit the M button. Shh. I didn't say it. I didn't really say it. I almost said the S word. You got to hit the M button, right? I just learned that.
Yeah.
What do you like to work with? So I'm not going to say Home Depot, who I love shopping at, best lumber there is and all the supplies.
You talked about this,
Cisco, who I buy the IT stuff, great stuff, video conferencing. They're large companies, right? You have
Right.
different departments, you got a board, all that stuff. What do you prefer to work with?
There too. Actually, I don't have a preference because
I
so
do.
often there's such a need. And I would say, we've had clients of 10 that have been, oh my gosh, nonstop employee issues.
Drama.
Just drama,
Yep.
drama.
Yep.
And maneuvering through that. I would have to say, around 50 and above, just because they're hitting every HR law there is.
Yep.
But I also have another client, and they're so multi-state that might be only 10 people, but everybody's in a
It's too
different
much.
state, including Colorado, California, Jersey, New York, all the ones that can honestly get HR lawed down to the county. And you have to know all that. And no normal individual is going to know any of that.
I like a question. Again, these two, I brought them. They're like, let me see what they do. These are my buddies. You like them. I'm good.
Yeah.
What's your least healthy client to work with and why? You can't think too long. You're breathing too. They're over there breathing. They're not thinking. It's them. They don't think. Too much drama. Hey, here's what we offer. Here's what we do. If you have questions, ask us.
My most unfavorite, the person I hate working with the most is someone that
Least healthy. You can't say that.
Least unhealthy, knows 80% of what they're talking about, but acts like they know 120% and tell me how to do
Your job.
everything.
Your job.
Well, I get a lot of this. Well,
That's HR.
I've done HR before.
I've been in HR for 10 years.
Here we go.
Yep.
All right. I did do HR before. Okay, so you're just going to tell me how to do my job. Fantastic. I also don't like when I advise someone, not to say they have to take that as good as gold and act on every little thing I did, but when you knowingly do the opposite and
You tell them, hey, this is probably the right decision.
stuff rolls out and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this was going to happen. Now everybody's upset. And you're like, yeah, I told you this was going to happen. But as their, consultant, I can't be like, yeah, I told you so. I have to help
That's
them
tough.
get themselves out of the toilet. And I've had clients that just keep flushing the flipping toilet. And it's like, well, I'm just going to watch you crash and burn. This is fantastic. And then they're like, well, is it
They blame you.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I've had to learn in the business is I've had to learn to let people lose
Oh, yeah.
because they won't learn the lesson. I can tell you exactly what you're supposed to do, and they'll still think that they're right. And I'm like, this is going to happen. And they're like, it's not going to happen. And then it happens.
We've had to fire clients before because they were just so grossly misconducted. So much gross
We play in a
misconduct.
similar space, right?
Yeah, it's
what
really
we do
close.
is the most expensive, complicated. I say this all the time. I hate the industry I work in. I hate it. But how do you lead with truth and empathy and say, look, this is the reality. And if you don't, the best clients to me are the ones who work together and understand the value you bring and understand that. Even bad news, look, this sucks. Hey, that employee you love or what you're doing from a HR standpoint is illegal. You shouldn't do this. They're like, okay, got it. Let's change that.
Right.
It's a team. It's a partnership. That's a good
mean,
client.
And assuming that the bigger they are, the more taken care of they are HR-wise is a lie.
Oh,
I am just like
Is it because there's so many heads? Like
I don't
conflicting
know
each
if it
other?
gets lost in translation or there's like fragmentation and so people lose sight. But I have worked for some very large companies and been just shocked on their programs. Actually, I was approached by a headhunter, and which I'm not
recently.
I will never. Julie, don't sweat. It's fine. I will never.
Julie, she's thinking about it. She brought it up.
I only thought about it
Pay her
because
double, increase her comp. If you hear this,
I love it. No, in all honesty, I was just like, well, let me go see what this is. And so I go and pull it up, and it was like, you'd be in charge of people and culture. Now, mind you, reporting to the CHRO. Okay, let me see what you got. Their website was SH. You know,
can we say shh?
you know,
That's not. Can we say shh?
it was total Duke.
Can we say that or no?
And you're gonna
He's hitting M's.
They're-
Hitting M.
you're gonna brag that you're this huge company. And I go on your website. I don't even like and look at your job because I figured out who it was. You have no advertisement for what your culture is. You have sorry.
Oh, that's minutes. I love this. This is my
okay.
new toy.
I love it. You have nothing about your brand. I know nothing about what it's like to be an employee, and you're trying to sell me on it. Yeah, pass. Hard pass.
So what does excite you? What would be good culture that you like? That's awesome.
Well, I mean, James Moore
work
honestly did it really well. I'm gonna
James
get
Moore, your culture and team. What I see, if you go to a website, you can feel it.
What does that mean?
Whenever-
So, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. When I was interested in their position, do I have time? Am I
Yeah.
good? Okay.
Yeah.
When I was interested in
I'll
my
rein you in if
position,
you don't.
of course, I'm going to do my research. And the first thing I see, now, mind you, these are CPAs. So, what's in my brain?
Nerds. I mean,
Oh,
sorry.
drags. Like,
I said nerds.
shorts.
Sorry, guys. I love
Like
you.
a
I'm
clip
a
on
nerd at
tie,
heart.
the
I wear
pocket,
glasses.
like the whole cliche. So I
let me
go
use
on their
my
website,
bath.
and first thing I notice is that majority of, at the time, I don't know if it still is, but I think it is, the partners were women. I was like, well, that's not normal. And then the second thing was a video clip from what's called the James Moore Olympics. And here is like a field day for their employees. They're having a blast. And there's a person in a banana suit playing the Olympics. I'm like, yes, these weirdos are my people. Like, they know how to let their hair down. And they have things like Festivus and just a lot of fun. They just intertwine a lot of fun. Plus unlimited PTO, also an attractant. And, I mean, they just have it right.
Do you take advantage of that?
What's
unlimited
your not
PTO?
yet? Not yet. Hold on. Time out. We got to wrap it up in a
Very
second.
interesting study.
Hey, what's the culture? Where do I fit in? Because some people want suits,
Yeah.
time, this compensation. These things matter. I want to be surrounded by people I enjoy working with.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Commercial break coming up here momentarily. Unless you catch us on the podcast, we'll come back to that. Katie Howard with
James Moore HR Solutions.
That's What the Health Just
Repeat.
Happened. All right, welcome back to the second half of What the Health Just Happened. If you missed the first half, good news. On the radio station, it's available on your favorite podcast. Podcast? Podcast.
How does that podcast work?
I don't know. Just look, sternum and above, right? Clavicles and down. Don't be a weirdo, three-peater.
It's like,
She
is
knows.
that first
Hey,
class?
welcome back to the second half. I love this show. Three-peater, fist bumping.
Boom.
Katie Howard with...
James Moore HR Solutions.
We also happen to have a couple friends joining. Chris Yost, Trevor Stanton, Justin Couscous, and Trey All Day.
The old salad.
That's a lot of intros, I know. But they're chiming in. This is fun.
It is.
How much healthcare talk do we have? I don't know yet. A lot
But we're
of business.
healthy in our discussions.
We're gonna do healthy or not healthy. Today is healthy business HR stuff because culturally, I know some people. Some are in this room. I won't name names. Who deal with unhealthy cultures, right? How do you deal with it? What do you do?
Well, quite honestly, it kind of depends on what level of your profession you're in. And I'm not saying at this level. I'm telling you, at this level, I wouldn't tolerate it and I'd leave.
Are you content? Is the time spent wisely with the business and family? Is the money overlapping the cost of cars and weddings and school and whatever?
Right. Is the full balance
Are you
there?
miserable? Are
Right.
you miserable or happy or not? Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't tolerate it. I don't have time for it. I mean, I did 5 years of local government, and no, I wouldn't. Yeah,
Florida or Georgia?
Georgia. Yeah.
What's local government? Like
you
your
doing?
town?
No.
That's right. Says, what are you doing?
Senior director of HR for the county.
Oh my!
You know,
How many employees in the county?
It was over 500.
That's actually large.
Actually, you know what? One of my favorite parts was the benefits administration side. I did some really great stuff.
You learn that space.
Well, we had a clinic. We were self-insured. I went with a,
You know that
PBA.
space.
Yeah, I was like, I saved them and their workers' comp. Like, I saved them a lot of money.
I want to talk about that now, but we won't.
That's okay. I know.
I never want to talk about benefits.
I love, but I
212
that's how I
sponsors
started
the
HR.
show, but I don't like talking about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay. Healthy or not healthy?
right.
You ready? Mm-hmm. You guys going to chime in? Put your damn phones down. All four of you guys, chime in. Healthy or not healthy? All you can eat buffets.
Healthy.
Where?
TPC.
We had one.
okay.
It was today was lobster tails, crab
Okay,
claws,
yeah,
prime rib.
That's
I was going to say
that's good, but
they're
like I'm
unhealthy.
thinking like old country buffet, which is basically like a
unhealthy.
Corral.
like a horse sack,
but
you
today-
know,
today
like a
was
feeder,
also
you
not
know.
healthy.
Oh, that didn't look.
That's not
No, God.
So she kind of
No.
like, all you can eat is
No, like you know the thing that the feed bag. It's a feed bag.
One
There you go.
question we
Oh my God! It's bad. Oh, it's so bad. If that is my album cover thing, by the way, looking at you
It
over
will
there.
absolutely be
No,
your
it will
thumbnail.
not. Just kidding.
Off the rails. Okay.
All right.
Healthy or not healthy? 3 Peats.
The healthiest.
I love that shirt.
Like I
love
need to
that
be
shirt.
like repeater, beat and repeat.
Repeater beater.
Yeah.
It's getting
no.
weird. Repeater.
No.
Peter.
Judas.
What am I doing? Repeater beater. It's not. That was not.
I come from TPC.
All right. I'm fired. HR had to let me go. I'm out. I enjoyed the
Sorry,
show.
Joey.
It was fun. We are butchering healthy or not healthy. This is great. Healthy or not healthy? Gas station cups filled with White Claw.
Ooh. In a lot of environments, that's healthy.
Healthy or not healthy?
Well, I
You
mean,
said healthy. Okay.
Depends. It
I'm gonna
depends
say
again.
not healthy because they're very close to the board.
Yeah. Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
that's really he's like cringing.
Poor Couscous is just sweating. He's
Healthy or not healthy? Justin's anxiety right now.
Yeah, not healthy.
Not healthy.
He's like, his blood pressure. I'm concerned.
All right. Healthy or not healthy?
Sunburnt? You're
Sunburn.
looking a little.
Am I sunburned? I know.
Yeah,
red.
you're
I
looking
can
a
feel
crispy.
It. Dried.
You might
I'm
need to
looking
go
crispy.
get a skin
Healthy,
check.
healthy, not healthy. A mediocre boss.
I would say, yeah, because I would take mediocre
You got to pick one.
over toxic any day.
That's what I'm saying. Healthy or not healthy? Bad boss? Not healthy. Healthy,
Yeah.
healthy, good boss? Healthy.
Healthy.
Healthy or healthy? Healthy or not healthy? Mediocre boss.
It's just half a healthy.
Nah.
Half a healthy. Half
I'm
healthy.
going unhealthy.
Yeah.
I'm going unhealthy.
It gives you an even balance.
Well, the
of-
problem is they give people management jobs that should never be in management because they've been there so long. And they're horrible and managers, by the way, are like the number one people leave their jobs, and they're also the mouth box for the employer. So if they're spewing out a bunch of venom, why do you think your employees are crap? Sorry,
You said crap. That's not. Don't be.
that was
don't be
probably
sorry.
unhealthy.
That was no crap.
No, I don't know. I got on my soapbox.
What,
I don't know.
healthy or not healthy? Your road rage.
Ooh, it went to an unhealthy space on the phone with you.
That wasn't even that bad. I'm saying, do you have road rage?
To an extent, like I'm never gonna like tail someone and like swerve at them, or like you're never gonna see me on the side
Are
of
you
the road.
going to do this?
I have
on the videos, we can do this.
I was like,
what you can't see on the mics is that there's the middle finger.
I
hanging
have
out, but-
thrown out the middle finger before, the finger guns, but yeah, my mouth is trash. So,
That's all right.
Yeah,
Healthy or not healthy? Skipping work and going to TPC.
so healthy.
I think so. Healthy or not healthy? An environment that doesn't care.
Right.
Go to the TPC.
Well, that's
yeah.
the thing. It's all. I mean, a true employer will look like, oh, that could be a networking opportunity because it's
You're
the
gonna-
who's who
I love
of
it.
Jacksonville.
Mental Health Day.
Yeah, and that's a big deal.
Healthy or unhealthy, having that work experience at TPC, but not inviting everyone in the building.
Kind of rude.
That's not healthy.
Not healthy. That
if
that
you-
feels very isolating.
It depends the group, right? If you
Or
yeah,
oh
that's not
God, you're
healthy.
just your blood pressure again. I should stop.
Can you come tomorrow, guy that didn't ask the question?
Question?
Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's go healthy or not healthy. I don't even know how to ask this. Like,
Well,
sexual harassment claims is not healthy.
clearly unhealthy.
I know that.
Me
It's
too.
like, not good. I know that.
Okay.
Have you seen a sexual harassment charge, which I saw this happen recently with one of our clients? Someone had a sexual harassment charge, and they went through all the due diligence, everything, text, emails, and it was completely falsified.
Yeah, happens. I mean, but you still have to go do the due diligence. And then you got to inspect why there was a false claim made. And then you got to go back to that employee and be like, yeah. I mean, I would go back with the findings and be like, yeah. And potentially, depending on how much was fabricated and how much proof you have that was fabricated, that person could potentially, you know,
I should have used another topic besides sexual harassment,
It's
too,
fine.
by the way.
Well, you know,
It
it's a
happens.
popular one. It happens all the time. And what people don't understand, it's also not sexual harassment after one time of locker room talk. Can it be, you know,
What is locker room talk? Hold on. You just opened a window here. What are the rules?
Well, I
We don't
mean,
know.
okay, like one off conversation that may cover inappropriate topics, like somebody talking about maybe not even a coworker, just like something they did in their off time, you know, in their private life.
Outside of the office.
Outside of the office, but
offended-
but it
okay.
had maybe a lot of details and, you know, how they swiped right and whenever what happened after they swiped right and all the things. But hypothetically, the other person listening to the story might be offended, but that doesn't necessarily qualify that it's sexual harassment. Could it be inappropriate and they could be counseled? Absolutely. But it has to be pervasive, meaning consistent, happening, there's a pattern. So if you had the conversation and the guy still, or girl, still keeps talking about their escapades, then it could be sexual harassment. But a one-off doesn't necessarily qualify as...
This is actually...
Because
I'm going off the
honestly, I'm
rails.
quite sure, no offense, everybody, myself included, at some point in
I've
my
said
life,
something dumb.
I've said something
Yep.
dumb that could qualify as sexual harassment.
Not me.
Yeah, clearly. You were a fireman, right?
I was laughing. Yes, I was a fireman.
Okay, you did it like literally every
No,
day.
I behaved.
What industries do it the most?
I mean,
Blue collar,
public service
construction.
is real bad.
public service.
Yeah, I mean, like you know, safety and stuff like firefighters, police officers. There's like this fraternity mentality, and so therefore, it's honestly the culture to be that way and make those comments.
This actually... Oh, go ahead,
So
Trey.
real quick, all right. Obviously, you're kind of describing a bunch of dudes. What
There's
would
a lot of
be
dudes
what
in
would
here,
be
by the way.
the opposite though with maybe a female organization where you might come up with
Like a sexual
What-
harassment
not
scenario.
sexual harassment, like,
but like issues they
culturally-
Oh God,
Yeah.
they're just picky and they pick. Women are horrid. Like, sorry, ladies, but we are. You know, there's a whole book called "Tripping the Prom Queen," which is about a woman growing up in leadership and everybody being a jerk to her, like her fellow women peers, because it's like literally middle school girls in a lunchroom.
She's
But do you-
awesome. Bring her back for the 4-Pete.
I mean,
do you not?
We get
are they
real
not
petty.
promoting, or you're firing because of petty stuff because of
we
girls?
just it's. You know, this one said that, and they bring their. I mean, I've been guilty of it. I'm not gonna lie, but bringing our feels in and what we think they're thinking, and
that's
what you know.
that's normal. If you work, you're gonna bring.
But
you
it
cannot,
turns into workplace bullying when a certain group of girls or women. Sorry, ladies. Again, I'm probably losing.
No, this is great.
You know,
This is,
but it's the truth. A certain group of women start isolating another certain group of women or one individual. It becomes like a bullying mentality.
okay, I like that. Time out. We're gonna go back to that. I'm just curious here. So Florida is an at-will state.
Yeah.
Can you
That-
explain?
People
I
have-
can fire. Can people fire someone for no
No.
reason? I can show up to work tomorrow and say,
No.
"Hey, Bob or Susie, I don't like you because you're not performing. You're fired." Or vice versa. Same employee, Bob, says, "I don't want to work here anymore. I can quit at will."
Yeah, Bob can do that all day long.
You can quit whenever. So explain what an at-will
But
state
on-
means,
okay,
because no one understands
No,
the
they
reality
don't.
of this.
I get that. Like, well, we're Atlas. So we can do it
Yeah.
we want.
I
Yeah,
can yeah.
absolutely. You can fire whoever you want. But I always talk about my pie. So I'm a visual person. So it's just how big of a chunk or how big is that piece going to be of like exposure. So depending on what you're firing for, How long, any documentation, do they fall in any demographics? That pie piece gets better, bigger and bigger and bigger. You want your pie piece to be like a sliver.
The smaller the pie,
The smaller
easier
the
to fire.
piece, the less likely you're going to end up in litigation. So it's best to have things documented, progression, because again, you can absolutely file litigation over inappropriate term.
Don't get sued.
And don't get sued. And it doesn't matter.
That's
not
rule number
everything.
one.
Yeah, don't get sued. But it's really hard these days. So don't give them a reason to
You
have.
work with companies, right? Wherever you are in a business, don't get sued. What are you doing to not get sued?
You need to be
Benefits
proactive.
HR, if
and
you are a business owner or a leader, and it's not, you want to create the coolest company, the best culture, you want to do everything right. But guess what? You could have 5,000 employees. There's 5, maybe 10 or 50 that look for a reason to find a flaw.
Oh,
Not healthy.
yeah. 80%
Don't
of your
get
problem will be
sued.
20% of your population. However,
At
whatever
any given time.
Any given time. And I cannot preach this enough. It literally only takes one. You could have a group that you guys have been together forever and you've made all these jokes forever and you guys are super comfortable. And then you get a newbie on the team and jokes keep rolling. And guess what?
Newbie sues you.
Newbie
for
don't like it.
A lot of money. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I did a conference last week in Alabama, a Healthcare Leadership Association of Alabama. And after I did my whole spiel, this doctor and her practice manager pulled me aside and they're like, we got to ask you a question. And it was an EEOC question.
What is E?
I'm sorry, equal opportunity employment.
Remember, we got some dummies in here.
Well, I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
know
commission.
that.
Listeners, I
Yes.
know. Yep.
So that is the federal people that, manage discrimination in the workplace, harassment, stuff like that. And she's talking about, I'm like misunderstanding because at one point she had told me they only have like 6 employees. And then she said they had a charge. And I said, why do you have a charge? You only have 6 employees, you have to have 15. And she goes, I'm sure they don't know you have 15. And the employee didn't know that, so they filed. Anybody can file. It's free to file. And then I said, well, you did contact an attorney, right, to respond to the EEOC because all they'd have to do is write one sentence of, we don't have 15 employees. Now, that person could still sue her, but whatever.
She's
And
nerd
she-
now, by the way. They're
No, they wrote the
this
letter
good.
back themselves because they didn't know that, and they gave them even more information than they ever needed. And I said, I really don't think it'll go anywhere again because of the fact you're not governed by the EEOC. You're at less than 15. But next time, call a professional. Do not do
is
this
the
on your
clip.
own.
This is the moment where you tell if you have a small business, medium, large, it doesn't matter. Whether you work in HR or you're an employee at the bottom of the food chain, reach out to people and ask questions.
Use your resources. Don't feel
Ask
like you have to know
questions.
everything. A physician is a very intelligent person,
Yep.
but they have no business.
A cardiologist
yeah.
should not tell me about my bowel movements.
Right. Well,
I mean, he
likewise.
can.
Right. But he probably sort of
He
could.
could too.
Yeah,
Sorry to
I
bring
mean-
up bowel movements. Trey's
Yeah.
about to chime in too.
No, we talked about that a lot.
But stay in your
We
lane.
did.
It's okay. I know when I need to pass the baton to an actual attorney. I am not an attorney, and I will say, you need to call an attorney.
Okay,
I know some great ones.
we're gonna do a hard pivot here.
Okay.
And everyone's got to answer. Put your phones down, dummies. What is a skill set you have that no one knows about? It's tough.
That nobody knows about?
Not nobody. Not many people know about
Workplace related or
anything. I can juggle. That's one. I could probably hit a
I can
backflip
dance
off
pretty
this
good.
chair.
I got some good dance moves.
What's yours? You can dance?
Yeah.
Trey can dance.
I can
What's it?
weirdly recite the whole song of Beck's Loser Baby.
That's good. Dang, I kind of
Yeah.
want to hear you say it all now.
I can. And I can sing Four Non-Blondes as badly as they do.
4 Non-Blondes and Beck.
Clearly I'm a 90s chick.
Those are good songs
Gen
too.
Xer over here.
3 Peter.
You can still do backflips.
You can.
I have to be elevated.
Well,
though.
have you seen it? well, first of all, you're kind of close to the ground, and your calves are very big.
I can hit flips, but I have to be
His
elevated.
calf game is strong.
All right, Trevor hadn't chimed in. What's something you can do that no one knows about? And don't say golf because you're terrible.
Or grow hair.
Beat you at golf.
Oh, that's not okay. That's fair. That's
well-
lame. Yos, you got something? Oh my gosh, you guys, you're too slow. Forget that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in a plane crash too.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't even know it happened when it happened.
How old were
like
you?
No, it was like an adult. In Fernandina, actually.
Like a small plane?
Yeah. He forgot to put the gear down. I just thought it was windy out. And
Can
so
I
that's
tell
why
you something? Like, I want to get bit by a shark.
No.
Just to have a bite. Just like a small
No.
shark. Just to have a scar. Like,
You know, you get older and you have surgeries and you get scars. I have a couple of those. So.
I got those too. We're going off topic.
Anyway.
Let's go back in. Few minutes left. We got 5 minutes here, maybe 6 or 7. You guys can chime in on skill set. You too, Justin. I see you over there talking to your wife.
Aw, wifey.
She's working. I'm kidding.
Super
I want to
healthy
hear a
have that.
skill set. What can you do that no one knows about?
I can almost. Oh, this is going to be
Almost?
This is such a niche thing. I can almost always get a perfect score, fill up the whole box in immaculate grid for NBA players.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't
Wow.
know what that is.
NBA players?
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
video game?
No, it's immaculate grid. Have you ever done it? There's a baseball one. You have to find the connections between the two corners.
That's some
Oh,
crazy
geez.
math
That's
stuff.
weird.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it's not
weird.
math.
Okay.
It's just knowing a player that played for like
That is
the
very
76ers
niche.
and
That is
the
very
Heat
niche.
and-
By the way, that's super hard. That's impressive that he can do that. 'Cause
That's-
it's very hard.
Is it
Is that-
something you can use in Vegas?
no.
Bummer.
But it's only.
I was
it's
like,
only,
Rain Man, let's
we
do
bet on
this.
this?
Yeah.
Can we put money on this?
Can we profit off of it? No, but I can only. I've been doing an NBA podcast for 10 years, so that's the only reason. I've just been talking to NBA every week for 10 years, so I just know all the players.
Wow.
Okay.
That's definitely something.
Actually, before we're going back to HR and healthy businesses, shoe brand. You're wearing Vans right now.
I love Vans.
I like Vans. I got New Balances on. Not them old
I like
man
Ons
ones.
to run in. That's what I
Ons
run.
are good. Who's wearing what? I got to see Nikes.
Hoka's.
Favorite brand right now? Because you're a runner.
I am. Ons. That's what I'm running in.
Ons or runs. Okay. Free plug for Ons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Guys, sponsor
I
the
used to-
show.
And it cracks me up that because I used to run in Hoka's, which look like corrective shoes, but are very effective.
They're great shoes.
They are.
look like
But now the
corrective shoes.
teens are like wearing Hoka's. I'm like, what the
Everybody.
hell
Yeah.
is happening?
What do you look forward to in the business? Like, what are you excited for the next 6 months, year, 5 years?
Well,
We're
two
gonna
things.
we're gonna make some moves.
Growth is huge. Like I'm super excited to keep growing our business and getting more clients because I do see what we do. Like I actually get to see the impact we do, and we
Yeah.
are changing so much for these businesses, and like making them realize, do the business, let us do this for you, and you can actually level up. But for me, I am really enjoying doing stuff like this with you guys. I've been on a couple different podcasts. I got a British one tomorrow.
I know. Honestly, like I thought it was special, but you're just like bouncing around everyone.
I don't know. And then
We're not
I have
That
all my
shirt's being
conferences.
repeated too.
Yeah, it better be. I like. This is my favorite. It is my favorite. You know.
I bet.
Oh God, don't
you
feel
got the British
used.
accent, guys, tomorrow.
We'll see. We'll
don't
see.
have that.
Yeah, I mean the accent plays. The accent plays.
Somehow that accent gets everybody. I know.
But you know, and then conferences. I really like to speak. I mean, because anytime you can make what we, you know, usually, how many people have said, "Oh my God, I've enjoyed that HR speaker." No, it's you know.
Yeah, but you reach. If you have a room full of 500, you reach more people.
Well,
or
and
five.
it's storytelling. You
Yeah.
know, like I'll share some great stuff, and I'll let people ask questions, and that's gonna resonate more than a slide with 18 bullet points of the latest law that's come out. I'm gonna leave that to the lawyers. Y'all do that.
What are 3 things right now you would tell a company from a hybrid work standpoint? The 3 best things to do to keep the culture tight with a team or a group, right? A lot of people working from home; they're not in the office anymore. So, what 3 things is HR saying? Hey, you need to do this to keep that culture good, keep good employees at this company, not leaving.
Well, I think basic engagement is number one. Don't think because we keep them happy by letting them be remote that they're engaged. That's not the case. So making sure that they're doing as much effort as they do with the on-site employees, because a lot of times there is comparison, like, oh, I see that they're doing this. Well, you know, we don't know. But do you have to do to the extreme of what's going on site? No. But also, if you have a location and most of your remote aren't far from location, invite them to come in. Don't be so worried about, well, they won't be working as much then. Stop worrying about that. Like, productivity is productivity, and you don't necessarily have to be in front of your desk at every hour. You know, and do special things. Still do like remote happy hours. I know, you know, or anything. Constantly meet with your group. Let it just flow. Stop being like everything has to be agenda.
The ones that can come.
Right. Yeah. It's just it needs to mirror what your on-site is. But don't think it's just happening, assuming everybody's good. Definitely be drilling down on that. Yeah.
What about pay?
What about pay?
Do you pay? So a big company, you have employees and get New York pay that live in Florida.
Yeah. Actually, some states are trying to outlaw that.
It's happening, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, man, we could have talked. Dang it, Trevor. Trevor didn't chime in all day. It doesn't matter. Thank God he's not on camera, by the way. He's super ugly, but not healthy.
Not healthy.
That's not healthy. I had to say it.
Speaking of who's the lady doing some bullying.
No one's going to hear to this point. I love it. That's a great question. The work versus remote environment. We're running out of time. I hate it. It flies. It always flies.
Which is why I should come back.
For Pete?
For Pete.
3-Pete shirt. Look at this shirt. I love it.
I know.
Did y'all have fun?
I committed.
We did.
Yay. I mean, I know you guys were like,
I
the
told you guys.
HR girl. You know.
I think HR.
I
has the
told
best
him
story. She
if
just
it
don't
wasn't
want to
you-
be the HR story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, she'll tell you them. I was like, if it wasn't you, I'd be like, guys, don't come.
Yeah.
So no, Katie, she'll be good. Love you, Mom. Shout out for Mom every time. Katie Ross, that's every time.
Oh, is your mom's name Katie?
Yes, it is.
How come we never covered that?
K-A-T-Y. It's actually
Okay, it's
Catherine.
okay. I'm an
but,
IE. That's how they say my name at the
I love
CrossFit
you.
You've
box.
done that too much.
Yeah.
Katie Howard with?
James Moore HR Solutions.
Uh-huh. That's what the health just happened.